Hello everybody, it's me, Mr. Q again. How are you doing? What's up? I hope you're all staying safe and doing well and enjoying your classes from wherever you're having your classes. Today, I'm coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, New Mexico is in the middle of the United States, and Albuquerque is in the middle of New Mexico. New Mexico is also in the middle of a desert. It is a desert that is at a high elevation. As a result, it is often dry here. As you can see, it is very brown. Yes, I know. It's still winter here, so plants might be brown anyways, but here in New Mexico, plants are brown because there's not as much water here. So, all year long, most of the plants are brown. But you can see, like the tree behind me here, we have some evergreen trees who don't lose their leaves throughout the whole year. They keep their leaves. Their leaves are just tiny little spines though, and that helps them to gather water from the air better. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the pandemic and its effects on America, and what we in America have been told to do and what to expect, and you guys can decide if it's similar to what you've been told wherever you guys are. So first, let's talk about what we've been told to do. How do you stay safe during this time of crisis? Now, I believe that many of these guidelines are good all the time, not just during this time. It's good to help keep you from getting the normal flu and other illnesses. So it's just good health practices, mostly what you've been told to do. For example, they've been said that if you're going to cough or sneeze, do it into your elbow, like this, achoo, or why into your elbow? Because your hands, achoo, touch things. And when you sneeze or cough into your hand and then touch something, you just put your germs all over whatever you just touched. But what does your elbow touch? Very little. So it's much safer to cough and sneeze into your elbow instead of not covering your mouth or nose, and instead of coughing into your hand. Right? Because if you don't cover it all your stuff just goes flying into the air, and that'll get everybody sick maybe, right? All right. The next thing you should do is continue to have clean hands, right? You should wash your hands. Now they're saying you should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, which is a good idea. That way it can ensure that anything on your hands comes off of your hands, and anything alive on your hands, like a virus, could be killed in that time frame. Also, if you have hand sanitizer, you can use some of that. You can use hand sanitizer without washing your hands, and that will help kill anything on your hands. It won't take things off of your hands like washing your hands will, but anything alive on your hands will be killed. So you could wash your hands and then sanitize your hands, and then you'll be doubly sure that there won't be anything on your hands that could cause you any problems. Of course, we've been told that you can wear a mask to help with prevention. Now, some masks are not very good. Other masks are better. I use this mask. It has an electronic device that pushes air into the mask. It's also an N95 mask, which is one of the safer masks to use to help block contagions. And that's what everyone is recommending you use if you're going to wear a mask. Not everybody wants to wear a mask yet. They're not afraid of catching it yet, but it is a serious situation. So what else are we being told that we can do to help? Well, we've been told that we can get delivery. We can have our food and groceries from the store delivered to our house. That way we don't have to go hang out with a bunch of people, and one of them could be sick and then make us sick. Which is the last thing that we need to do, is called social distancing. Stay away from people, especially if you don't know them or haven't been near them and know where they have been. So social distancing is an important part to help keep germs away from you. If you stay 10 feet away from somebody, their germs are less likely to reach you.
You can see that the seats have been pulled up, and you can see that there are cones on the table so people can't sit there.
America has been impacted in several ways. And as we talked about, one of those ways is by social distancing. Yes, stay away from people. You can go near people, but not close to people. But one way social distancing has been created here in America is at the restaurants that you might eat at. You can no longer eat at a table next to somebody else's table. You have to sit at every other table so that you are not too close to anybody. People are being told that they should stay home, especially if they or their family members are sick. We don't want people going out and possibly spreading an illness. It doesn't matter if it's the coronavirus or the flu. It's important. If you don't feel well, you should stay home. They've even decided to make special shopping hours for older people so that there are fewer people shopping at that time, which hopefully will lower the chance that older people who are most susceptible, who can more easily get and maybe even die from the virus, to keep them healthier and to help make it easier for them to shop. But the interesting thing is that some businesses are hiring more people. Yes, some people are losing their jobs and some people are not making much money because of this. But other positions, like delivery positions, because people want stuff delivered so that very few people will touch their stuff. Those jobs are hiring. There's many, many jobs out there for people who want to deliver and make money while their main job is not working anymore. So, I hope you guys are doing those things to help keep you and your family safe.
Some people bought several cases of this, and you can see my personal supply of food that can last me a couple of weeks.
Finally, I want to talk about some funny, or not really funny, but like sad things that are happening in America. For example, the college students were just on spring break, which means they had a week off from studying. And many of them did not follow the advice of social distancing, and they still went and had large parties. And unfortunately, some of them ended up catching the virus because of that. Also, for some reason, many people are buying a lot of toilet paper. Yes, paper that you use when you go to the toilet. I don't know why people are buying so much toilet paper. They must be planning to use the restroom a lot during this time when they are staying home. Much more than normal. Most normal people, though, are just getting a few things to help them last for in case they need to stay home for a couple of weeks. You don't need that much stuff just for a couple of weeks. And something else that is kind of a little sad is that our government is kind of fighting with itself about what to do to help people. How to help people get tested, how to help people get medical aid more easily, and if and how to give people money to help them make it through this hard time when they might not have a job. But overall, people are working together and helping each other to be able to make it through this hard time. So today we've talked about how this time is affecting America. We talked about how can you keep yourself and your family safe by washing and sanitizing your hands and wearing a mask and getting things delivered and observing social distancing. We talked about how America is being impacted with many people losing their jobs, but other people getting jobs in the delivery industry. And we talked about how restaurants are impacted and how people should stay at home and practice social distancing. And we also talked about some things that are not so great here, about people still gathering in large amounts to have parties and stuff, and how people are too worried about whether or not they'll have enough supplies, so they buy way too much supplies. And we talked about how the government is not sure how to help people the best. I hope that this has been helpful, that you've learned something about how America has been dealing with this situation. And I hope that you guys are staying safe and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing to keep yourself, your family, your friends safe. And I'm sure that we will all get through this if we stay calm and we help each other out as the good humans that we are. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Bye. So, for today's assignment, I want you guys to think about how you can help people during this pandemic, or how you could help people during this time of need. It can be anything from ways to stay safe to ways that you can actually physically do something for somebody. Come up with at least 5 things that you think would be beneficial during this time of crisis around the world. All right. Share that amongst yourselves, and we'll see you soon.